Why hello there and welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Last time we toppled a tower. Well, somewhat. Today let's continue onward. Through the temple. Ooh, that's looking mighty important. Now here's a little bit of a problem. We need to go over here. Made it. Suckers. So, more toppling of towers. And that has made it so we can reach that thing with all the snowballs in it. Unfortunately, that also means the tower doesn't reach all the way to the top anymore. And we are going to need to figure out a way of getting over there. Anyway, we have a small key. Let's check out this room first. Ah, that's the room I was thinking about last time. We could have met up with these enemies on the field, by the way. They appear only at night though, so yeah. They appear instead of the Dodongos, basically. So now, last time we had a bug that prevented us from seeing fairies while using the Eye of Truth. And it appears it still is that way. Huh. Well, interesting. Ow! Oh wow, 12 fairies already. Man, we are getting to the end of this dungeon, are we not? Also, are we already done with this room? Yep, apparently. And it's almost morning. In other words, our sword is almost done. Now this room has a couple nice enemies. Oh, come on. You can walk through lava, but you get hurt by a little bit of fire? And 14 fairies. Only one missing. And I know exactly where it is. It's that one fairy everybody knows about. Now our problem is, this getting up here hasn't really done us a whole lot of good. Because we still can't get over there. Whatever shall we do? Well, there is another way. There is another way. But you kindly hit only the snowballs and not the metal bars that you can't do anything about anyway, because they are background. Yeah, that over there is the boss door. And that is a jump I'd rather not need to make. But can't quite help it. Yeah. This deco flower is a thing. Really, well. With this we can go down there. Am I above the thing yet? I think so. So, for this, I want that. Yeah, this is the other side of that hole where they couldn't get a crossover thing. And we kind of need to go here. For another battle against the wizard. I have no idea what he's called, he's just the wizard. He sometimes uses ice, sometimes uses fire attacks. Depending on the environment he's in. I guess. And we need him a couple times during the game. That's the start of the second phase, yes. So it's time to go run it up. Where are you gonna? I only need to get in like 2 hits or so. By the way, there is also a platform where he appears on the far end, on top of this platform. That's kind of tricky to get to, I suggest avoiding his attacks if he appears there. Anyway, for defeating him, we get the big key. Now we can open the door to the Nightmare's lair. No wait, that's another game. Oh well. The boss key, anyway. Yay! Now we've cleared out the entire dungeon. The entire dungeon? No, a small fairy in Gallia still is resisting. And we kind of want to get her. That was close. That was kind of close. Oh well. We kind of need to get back to the Deku Flower for that final fairy. So... yeah, even though we are right in front of the boss door... yeah. I will meet you back here after I have gotten the fairy. Let me just have a look at the map. Yeah, there's still one chest. Spoiler, that's where the fairy is. And it's in the top left, it says. Fair enough. Good with me. Fine with me. So that way. And now we wait for the Deku to go down. There is another way to get this fairy, and it involves this scarecrow, and spoilers, there is going to be a hookshot in this game, but we obviously don't have a hookshot yet. So we are not doing that, I guess. Too bad, really. Now, normally I wouldn't show something boring like this on stream. At least I hope I wouldn't. But it might be a little bit tricky to find, so I'm leaving it on screen. It's just this once anyway. Now you may notice down there where our clock is, there's a few graphical glitches that I think also appeared on the original N64. Those depict a false wall. You can also tell because there's snow coming out from under it, just like the other false walls we've seen before. And that's exactly our goal. I've mentioned it before, but the Deku can fly for all eternity until he gets too far away from the flower he started in. Kind of like so. And we are pretty darn close to the opening. You can see it. Okay, let's go for it. Go for it! That was never a bad choice in any video game ever. Yay! And with that we get the final fairy. Yay! Now the question remains, how do I get back up? Well, I'll meet you up there anyway, but let's look for the way up. I guess that's the way up. That's the way up. Hey, that's easier than I thought. I don't think I need to off-screen that at all. Let's just see here. And we are already there, pretty much. Well, not off-screening that. So since I need to switch my mask, let's get the fire arrows ready and the Gohan's mask. And let's get going. We have us a boss to fight, after all. This boss really is fun. Especially if you've had Chateau Romani during your 3 days. And we arrive at the boss, who was frozen someday, I guess. Not necessarily today. Now these pots, you can roll into them, that's kind of important, and they give magic, lots of magic. Kind of important because of the way you fight this boss. Or you're supposed to fight this boss. Of course you can just snipe him with arrows, and I believe that's actually the speedrun way to do it. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do it the fun way. Against God. Transform into Goron. And chase the guy. Dodge the lightning. And smack into him. This is a good place to learn how to use your Goron in action. The Goron roll in action, I guess. Because we are gonna need that in the near future, in the next episode actually. There's gonna be a Goron race. I am gonna get you yet. The fight gets a little bit harder as it goes on. I'm just doing a pretty darn good job at dodging everything. Until now. It's also not always easy. Whoa, that was mean. It's also not always easy to get your speed up, because every little nook and cranny will drop your speed. Until you're at full. At which point you just need to avoid everything that flies at you. It's entirely possible to snipe this guy from a distance and not worry too much about anything he does. If you manage to jump attack him from one of these ledges, kind of like so, except if the rock was his butt, you could drop him to the ground and do massive amounts of damage at once. It's kind of nice to do that. Makes the fight go much faster. But yeah, I still think this fight is super fun. Ow. Don't do that. I'm totally unprepared for that, you know? Ah, didn't get the jump attack in. And got hit by the lightning. Oh, he's dropping bombs now. That means he's in his final phase. He can't take too much more of a beating. Nice. Hey, you guy! Oh, hey. It's lightning. Oh, well. You know what the good thing about this boss is? We get to fight him at least one more time. If you want to 100% this game. It's a thing. And smacked into the stalactite. Great! Just what I always wanted. Wah! I thought I could squeeze through there. I could, but I didn't do a very good job about it, did I? Yay! And he dies. I hope this fight was fun to watch, but it was certainly fun to play. For defeating him, we get the usual heart container. Yay! Only 2 heart containers remain. Kind of sad, really. And we get God's remains. We chopped off the dude's head and carry it around with us as a trophy. Yay! He looks so happy as a mask. entirely sure what they are. I'm not even entirely sure if they're male or female. There isn't really much of an indication. Yeah, you can repeat words. Good job, Taya. Why are the protective gods what? At least finish your thoughts if you're gonna think out loud. Freaking Ferry. Well, that was certainly informational. That's a Goron bee didn't unfreeze, by the way. Well, snap. However, this land goes through the biggest change once you defeat the Guardian. Everything unfreezes. Well, not quite everything, but pretty much everything. There are even new paths to the summit that was frozen over before. Also, there's bees about, and they don't like anything you're selling. Oh well. Hey, it's a frog! I wonder if we can talk to that guy with a frog's mask. I'm sure that's not gonna spawn the worst side quest in the entire game. But there's only one frog out of 5. In other words, there are 4 frogs we would need to find. 2 of them are in temples, after you defeat the mini-boss, which happens to be a frog. One of them is in Clocktown, that's not bad. One of them is deep in the swamp, where it's not the easiest thing to get to. It's a fun side quest to collect all of them. Oh well, we have things to do. First of all, let's get our new and exciting sword. Man, this is a tall house. Yay! Now this looks badass, doesn't it? Unfortunately, after 100 strikes, it will turn it back into the edge we had before. Gold dust, you say? In other words, next time we need to go on a quest for gold dust. Today, let's do one little side quest. Well, it's not that little, but it's kind of necessary. I wasn't trying to transform, but sure, whatever. Now, this area not very nice as a Goron. Because water. A Goron's mortal enemy. Also, you go away. Friggin' wolf. Same to you, nuts to you. So, now we can finally go at higher speeds again. Goron walking, not so fast. Goron rolling, kind of good. So over here, this was all frozen over before. Also, the Goron can't jump that high. Normal Link can. We could have unfrozen this with a fire arrow, but I didn't want to interrupt the... Why are you getting blue there, Taya? Well, maybe you can summon the Scarecrow there. We could have I didn't want to interrupt the temple, that's what I was gonna say. Because, well, why interrupt the temple? Powder keg? Sounds interesting. Sure. Fortunately, I know where that is. we get a ignited powder keg. Try not to blow up yourself. Pick up the thing. Pick the damn thing up! We are on a pretty tight timer, but with that powder keg, since, well, we don't want to explode, do we? Will you grab the freaking thing already? Ah. So, we need to make it to the racetrack, and I'm not entirely sure we can still make it after the Goron screwed up so much. Oh well. I just hope there's no enemies about. That would be kind of bad. You do not necessarily need to take the absolutely shortest route, but it may or may not be a good idea. If you fail this test, I believe you can repeat it as many times as you want. But yeah, you have to walk the entire track every single time. If I fail this, I'll do it off screen and meet you after I've done it, I guess. Something like that. I'll figure something out. So, the racetrack is up there anyway. Grab the thing. Thank you. There's even a little Goron. Hey, it's the baby. And drop the powder keg. Well, if you want to make it explode faster, all we need to do... No, not that. Is to shoot it with an arrow. Let's see here. Boom. Yay. Now we could enter there, but I'll meet you there, off screen at the Goron racetrack. Next time. I'll walk back here in between episodes. What I'm gonna do now is go back to the Goron who gave us the powder keg in the first place. Because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. I promise, you will. And I don't even have to do anything about it. You will do it from yourself. You will pity yourself and cry in anguish and all that fun stuff. But yeah, coming back here for the powder keg, kind of useful. Kind of necessary if you don't. Yay! Yeah, thank! Silly Goron. Anyway, for that we get a powder keg. It's kind of useful as it is now, because we have nothing to blow up. But... Yeah, now we have powder kegs in our inventory. They are bombs only used by Gorons. Can't equip them as normal Link. So, next time we have some Goron racing to do, I guess. So I'll meet you at the racetrack. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. This is Legion and farewell.